I'd like to call the meeting to order. This is the Southside Fire Station Building Committee, September 24th, 2024. Participants who wish to speak must raise a hand icon until the chair asks them to unmute. If anyone in the audience is recording or videotaping, please acknowledge such at this time. Access to the meeting will be by calling the following conference line: 1-929-205-6099. The meeting ID is 896-5482-9969, and the password is SSFS. We have the attendance already taken. The purpose of today's meeting is, the main purpose is to update on the site selection. As you know, that at our last meeting, we had recommended to forward the properties to the Board of Selectmen and the Town Administrator, and so we have some good news from them.
Yes.
If you'd like to give us an update.
Sure. So we were able to proceed with 171 Clay Pond Road. The architect was able to do a fit test and is confident that a 4 double bay station can be located on the property without cutting back on any of the program. 2-story station with the living quarters above. And I have sat down and negotiated with the property owner. The PNS is in draft form, going back and forth between the seller's attorney and town council. I've done an appraisal, which came back at just over $1.5 million. So the price at town meeting is justified by an appraisal. And we have an article on the warrant for $1.5 million in borrowing to acquire the property. A perk test was done this morning, witnessed by the health department as well as our geotech engineer. We're not going to be able to do borings before town meeting because where we would need to do borings is where the existing building is located. But the geotechnical engineer watched the perk tests and the test pits and was able to obtain some information from that test. After we close on the property and demolish the structure, then we'll do the borings for foundation design. But we are, by all appearances, it looks like we are good to go.
Okay, excellent. Just a high-level overview of timeline, moving forward, what we should be expecting. We go to town meeting in October. And then the property would transfer after that at some point. And then we have to start meeting with the architects, or the fire department's already doing that.
Nope, we'll need to finalize design, put together the plan specs and estimates, and then go to the May town meeting for the construction amount and the ballot question.
Okay.
For an override.
All right. Are you gonna have to renegotiate with the project manager and the architect for the work that they've been doing the last couple of years, or?
Nope.
That's already in there okay.
Yep.
Any questions from the board? So how can we help promote this for town meeting?
Well, that is what you need to decide. That is the real reason we're here.
Okay.
You need a 2/3 vote. That's your job.
That's
Deliver
our
a
job.
2/3 vote.
All right. Any recommendations from the board?
As far as what? As what we should be doing?
How we can get the word out, how can we,
Well, one thing, where the people enter at town meeting, we should have a table with people who can promote, have some kind of flyer, something. And I realize we can't have an architectural drawing. It's too quick. I mean, they can't come up with a drawing this quick, get it approved by us or anything like that. I think most people understand the dire needs we're in. We've got 2 station houses, Pecasset and Monument Beach, that can't be used. And that we have to remediate this situation as soon as we can, because it's how many years we've gone on with this? And,
Quite a while.
yeah, since the beginning, I had a few birth dates in between. But I think that's the best we can do in word of mouth, is the second.
well, word of mouth I think is important, but I think it's also important that we try to do something strategically in advance. Chief, I'm just gonna throw this out as a recommendation. Perhaps you and I, and maybe Lieutenant, sit down and do something with Public Access TV about the process and what we're trying to accomplish, what the numbers are for the region, why it's so important, the long-range plan. You know, there's plenty that we can talk about and promote it, but I think that if we get something out there prior to town meeting, everybody knows about it, I think, but I think if we start giving them some information, it might be helpful. Anybody?
The last time that we did a presentation on the previous committee, we did one at the high school library.
Yeah,
And had just an open house for people to
okay.
come in and ask questions and so forth.
How was
So,
the turnout? How was the turnout for that?
It was quite well turned out, because there was a lot of controversy at that time where it was going.
is there a meeting house in the Monument Beach area? I know we have the Pecasset Village Association, but
No,
so there's nothing. I mean, if you want to do an in-person public meeting,
yeah, we should.
I think for transparency and for people to understand how we got to where we are, I think a public meeting would be a good idea. I haven't
We could do it here,
heard
too.
much, pushback or anything, and I think that the high school isn't a bad idea just for location, but whatever is best for everyone who's going to
We
attend.
could do one in Pecasset there and just invite everybody in that area,
yeah,
or actually townwide if they want to come.
right.
I think because the biggest thing I've heard is about location and why that
Right.
location. And I think if we can
Okay.
just explain, how we arrived there and how it's been vetted, then that will allay a lot of people's concerns. And of course, having something at town meeting as well. It's too bad we can't have schematics or
Okay.
something visual, but,
So if we have a public meeting, who should we have on that panel? I mean, I'm willing to go. The chief has to be there. And the assistant chief has to drive him there, but to make sure he gets there,
You can always pass the puck.
you know. I mean, obviously, it's open to any member of the board that wants to go,
Yeah.
but should a member of the board be there?
yeah, I'd be happy to attend. I think most questions are going to be directed at the,
Actually, we could all be there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have to post it as a public
That's-
meeting.
yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
only thing, you know, just be careful,
Right.
Yeah.
so that we're careful. Okay. How soon do you want to do this, chief?
Real soon.
Tomorrow.
We gotta get the word out first.
Meeting's the 21st.
21st.
I mean, today's the 21st of September, no, 24th.
Just under a month.
What if we talk to public access see if we can get in there and do that portion next week. You know, because that's just a sit down and it's a conversation. We'll develop the questions in advance so that we go down a process. I would say that second week of October is the latest we should do a public meeting. I think we've got to give them a couple weeks, because if we have a public meeting, they're gonna start talking to all their friends about it.
Absolutely.
And that's how it's gonna get out. They're gonna talk to their family members and everything else.
Yeah.
You wanna try something for that second week?
Talking the 7th through the first full week?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to do it at the high school? I mean, I don't think we're not gonna get 100 people to turn out, but, I mean, I don't care. We can do it either place. Well, I'm sure that we can get the PVA, or the high school, whichever one.
I'd probably say Picasso, because that's more accessible for a lot of folks. If you can do it, well,
I can try with him. I can
Yeah,
give
can
him
ask
a
him.
call. Yeah,
That might be easier to schedule this time of year, with
okay.
what's happening at the high school.
So, okay, it says PVA. And, in the meantime, are we gonna have the architect draft up anything for town meeting?
No, the committee needs to,
So
yeah.
we have to make the presentation?
Yep, the
Right,
committee
Chief?
needs to be prepared.
Okay, Chief will be prepared for town meeting. I mean, we'll both be there. Okay.
Yep. No, do that.
I think everybody knows about it. They just gotta know that the vote is happening that night and why we have to, finance it,
Mm.
you know?
It's the biggest hurdle.
Will you or Erica be able to discuss the financing and however it's gonna go? What's it gonna be, a 20-year bond, or, I mean, how do you usually finance a piece of property like that?
So it'll be bonded.
Yeah.
Eric and I will be available at town meeting. Eric and I are not going to your outreach meetings.
Oh, no.
But yes, Eric and I will be,
Yeah, I don't think that's the issue.
if you're asking if Eric and I will answer questions at town meeting, yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, but it's gonna be a bond.
Yep.
Okay, any idea how many years, or, just so that in case a question comes up on financing, we can address
No,
that?
the answer to the question, it'll be borrowing,
Okay,
and it'll be at the discretion of the finance director.
okay,
Yeah, it'll be a combination of bands, and then she'll roll it into a long-term. So,
Oh,
but
okay.
that's, if there's questions, she'll answer that at town meeting.
right, okay, perfect. Sir?
One thing, once you have a schedule set up, I think you ought to contact the newspaper to list that in the paper so people have an idea. They can go here, there, or whatever to find out information.
One of the reporters lives right in that neighborhood. I'm not sure which one. Anybody know? I can go back through my emails. He mentioned it in an email. I'll find out. Okay. I mean, he'll have a personal interest in it, so. And Chief, you'll have some numbers on ambulance calls, especially from that Monument Beach, Pecasset district. So we can show a comparison from the south side versus north side, and also those two districts in comparison to the whole south side.
Yep.
Recent numbers. We have some numbers, but they're
Yeah.
3, 4 years old now.
I can run those.
I'm sure that the percentage is still gonna be about the same. Right.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And, any other recommendations from anybody?
Well, if you can get a date for the meeting set, for the open house, or,
Right.
then if that can be announced when you're on the public access TV, that'll just help to,
Okay, I can get that
Follow up.
tonight. I mean,
Yeah.
that's no problem.
that'll just help to push it.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll push that out. All right. Any other suggestions? Okay. We're passing out weed or something? They don't get the people there, but, you know.
Social media?
Huh?
Maybe social media?
Sure. Fire department, do you have a social media page?
We do, yeah. I can get some information up on that.
But on top of that, we'll have other people in the neighborhoods start putting stuff on, like the Bourne page of Facebook and stuff like that. With the dates, actually, especially about the meeting, to try to get them to the meeting. You know, that'd be good.
Village associations can send out emails as well.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll help.
Okay. All right, if you think of anything else in the next couple of days, whatever, give either the chief or I a call and we'll add it to the list. But we can get working on this right away. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Outstanding invoices?
Thank you. So I did reach out to Rick Pomeroy because I hadn't received any invoices recently. And he apologizes to the committee. He has not been sending them along, but I have them now. They are all appropriate and they've been checked. So there are, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4 invoices that I ask your approval for Secotio and Associates, invoice 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 4 invoices for Pomeroy that I ask for your approval. Excuse me, 3 invoices for Pomeroy, 8, 10, and 11.
And what about invoice 9?
Yeah.
If you look up at Rick's email, number 9 has been paid.
Okay. So we have 8, 10, and 11 for Pomeroy Associates?
8, 10, and 11 for Pomeroy, 5, 6, 7, and 8 for Secotio.
Okay, oops. I've only got 2 here for Secotio, but. Oh, wait a minute, they're on the back too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there were 4, yeah, there's 4 in the file.
Okay. Two-sided paper here. All right. Do we have any discussion on any of the invoices, any questions? They've all been verified by the town administrator's
Will
office.
we pay all the invoices as stated?
A motion to pay. Why don't we take 2 separate votes, one for Pomeroy and one for Secotio?
Okay.
Okay? So can I have a motion to pay the Pomeroy invoices?
So moved.
In a second? Second by the chief. Okay. We have a motion, and a second. Any discussion?
Nope.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. And we have no member on Zoom, so we can just take a vote here internally.
That's correct.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, the next one we have is for Secotio Associates. We have 3 invoices for them.
4 for them.
I'm sorry, 4, backsides. All right, do I have a motion on these 4 invoices from Secotio?
So moved.
So moved by Peter.
Second. Don't matter.
All three of them. Take anybody you want.
I got
You all second.
I'll pick one.
Pick one. All right. Any discussion on these invoices?
No.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and opposed? Unanimous. I did send you a copy of our minutes from July 15th. Any questions on those? No? Do I have a motion to accept these?
Second.
By the chief, seconded by Peter. I gotta give him time to write down those, who did what. Bill Setzer? Yes. Okay. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Abstain, wasn't present.
One abstention. Okay. Is there any reason to make a next meeting now, or, I assume we're all gonna be at the town meeting, okay? Why don't we put down that we'll schedule a meeting for that night, I mean, because we're all gonna be present anyway,
Yeah.
all right? Okay. And that is what, August 21st? Huh?
October
October.
29th.
August, yeah. Okay, you know where my head is, huh?
You went by fast.
October. Okay. I suppose I should just look right here. 21st. All right, is there anything else to come before the committee? We have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I don't want to leave. Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. All in favor of adjourning? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.